I'm blessed, mate. How are you?
I see you sitting chatting to us. You look absolutely in the peak of your everything that you could be thinking about is going well for you. You're sitting in some vehicle. What is that you're driving?
I'm driving an S63.
What is that,
It's a
Simon?
Mercedes.
All right, okay.
Yeah, Mercedes. Yeah.
It looks a beauty.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling about this? We're getting so close to it now. Are you getting to the stage, right? Forget all the talk. Get in the ring.
Yeah, mate, I'm so excited to see this fight. I mean, it really is a 50-50 fight, and it's been building from as long as I can remember. So I'm keep swaying in between who I think's going to win. I started off thinking Kell Brook was going to win, and now I'm leaning more towards Khan, a late stoppage. So it's going to be. It really is a 50-50 fight.
Do you know what, Simon? So many people have said that. Conor, without giving too much away here in this studio, this man and I were talking about it earlier, and now you're having doubts, Simon, are you not?
Well, Conor, I picked Amir, and I want to get your intake on it because the argument is, and you've got a bit of both, which is timing and speed. Timing beats speed. I've got the belief that Khan is so quick, if he fights anything vaguely resembling what he was like once upon a time when he fought people like Devon Alexander, he's going to have too much to pop away at people like Kell Brook's eye sockets and so on and so forth. A lot will be made of that. Which is the key component, Conor? Timing? It's ideal to have both, isn't it? But if you've got to have one or the other, which is the better?
I would say so. You're talking timing, which I believe Brook's timing was what made him. His timing, his accuracy, his ability to finish off an opponent was, you got to say, one of the best in the game. So, but has he got that? I think Khan will still have his hand speed, still have his work rate. As far as his chin vulnerability, that's always going to be there. But I'm not sure if Brook now has the timing or the finishing instinct to get Khan out there if he does catch him and if he does have him hurt. I think I'm now leaning more towards Khan outworking him, and just velocity. Keep going. The same punches, the same spot, the same punches, same spot. Has Brook got anything left to time him still and catch him and then finish him?
So many people have said, Conor, oh yeah, this is a great fight, but it would have been a mega fight years ago. Now I think opinion has changed and people are saying, bring it on. Can't wait.
Well, it still is a 50-50 fight. It's the same 50-50 fight it was 10 years ago.
Exactly.
In terms of Khan still got the speed. Khan still got the higher work rate. Kell Brook's going to be relying on his timing, relying on his accuracy, and catching Khan. This still would have been the same narrative 10 years ago. So that doesn't change. It's just a matter of, for me, in my opinion, what Brook has left. I would have favoured Brook, 5-10 years ago, because I think having the timing, actually, that takes quite a massive part. You've got to be really on the ball, really focused, really engaged in the fight. I don't know if Brook has that in him anymore. That's my opinion, and I was leaning more towards Brook. It's only been the matter of the last week or two where I've gone, do you know what? I think Khan could actually outwork him here, maybe potentially stop him with a body shot, which is mad because I never would have said that.
What did you make of the gloves are off? Because a lot of it was drivel, and he didn't seem to get much information from it. But I don't take that there's any parallel universe, Conor, that Kell Brook is frightened of Amir Khan. What did you take from that gloves are off? You've been part to. You've done gloves are off.
I haven't seen it yet, so don't ruin it for me, Simon.
It'll put your feet to sleep, mate. But I mean, looking at the body language of the two fighters, they're in it. I mean, do you expect a proper fight here? Is that what you're expecting?
I really am, because their pride is on the line, and pride can do mad things to people. So I'm expecting a tough fight. I really am, from both men. As I said, I'm leaning more towards Khan. But if Brook does catch him, he'll know what he's got to do, and he'll keep aiming for that shot if he does catch him. And then listen, he's got 36 minutes to get that one shot off. So there is a high possibility Khan's going to go down, but there's also a possibility that I think Brook can go down. I think both men can go down in this fight. It would not surprise me at all. I think the rounds Khan don't go down, the rounds Khan will win. But it's just a matter if he can see the whole 36 minutes through.
The thing that comes over to me, Conor, and you must have this every time you go in the ring, is that this total refusal to lose or even begin to think you're going to lose. And Simon was talking about it. Johnny Nelson put that to both the fighters, and they dare not even consider losing. Amir Khan said, "I'm not answering it because I can't possibly go down that road. Don't ask me what I'll do if I lose because I'm not going to give you an answer. I can't even consider losing." It's got to that stage.
I completely get that, though. I completely get that. If anyone says if or what, or I'm like, mate, that's not even in my vocabulary. Like, that ain't even a word to me. You know, and that's the mindset you got to go into a fight. You know, you got to think Brook just fought Crawford. It's right losing to Crawford. You know, with Khan and Canelo, it's right losing to Canelo. But you see them two losing to each other. You know, the best welterweights in Britain. You know, they can't. I mean, this really is a pride on the line sort of fight.
You've called out both of them, haven't you?
I have, but I don't think I'll get any luck with that. Unfortunately, you know, I've just got to let the old men do what the old men got to do.
Nice bit of respect. They're not going to want any piece of you, Conor. I mean, you're coming through the gears now. They're not going to want any piece of you. They're not going to want to be part of your building blocks. I can see you eyeing them. They're fighting at 149 rather than 147 to maybe let Khan get into where he wants to get into. But what about you? What about Adrian Broner and where you're going?
Do you know what? It's an hard one because we wanted the likes of the Adrian Broners, the Maurice Hookers, the top Americans. I think once you've cracked the American market, you know, that's a good milestone there. But Adrian Broner is just too unreliable. Maurice Hooker, these former world champions that I'm calling out or now want the fights with, you know, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, I had no value to them. It's like when these other fighters call me out. So I don't expect them fights to get made. You know, Chris Van Herden's the front runner at the moment for April 16th, but nothing's confirmed till it's signed on the dotted line. Well, for that Maurice Hooker, 3 opportunities to take the fight, and he's turned all 3 down, and now he's injured. So it's getting really frustrating for me. As you know, obviously, I want to fight the best, or you know, have a big domestic, which there's no one here for a big domestic anymore. Obviously, it was Josh Kelly, then you know, Khan and Brook. We're talking about it, but you know, I've just got to let my team do what they got to do, and I've just got to keep training hard and beating convincingly. And remember, it's not just winning; it's how I'm winning. And I want to make sure that I'm making these fights that they're fighters they're putting in front of me look like the sort of fights they're meant to be.
I mean, Conor, whoever wins on Saturday night, you can see what's going to happen, Simon. In the euphoria of the victory, whoever that is will be asked, "What about Conor Benn? Would you fancy your chances again?" You bet I would. All of a sudden, that'll gather momentum, and what do we know? This will be proposed to you. Would you be confident, Conor, of demolishing either Khan or Brook?
More like destroying, yes. I would. I have that confidence. I'm just really feeling really strong at the minute. Really feeling fast, sharp, strong. Everything seems to just be registering like a light bulb moment. Quite often on a regular basis throughout training camps, I go, I got that. You know, and it's been a 3-4 year delay. I've only just now started to get it and implement things that I've been working on for the past 3-4 years. That hasn't come off. It's only now coming off.
Well, I've got to say, I said at the top, Conor, looking at you as I'm doing, you look as if you're in the peak of your powers, mate. You look absolutely every inch the elite athlete that you are. Conor, who's going to win it on Saturday night?
Who's going to win it? Just put my house on it. I'd probably go Khan. And listen, I want Kell to win because I think there's more chances of me fighting Kell than Khan. We've spoken on FaceTime before, me and Khan, and he's going, no, man, no, I'm going to retire after this. You know, believe it or not, me and Khan don't have no beef. So I'm hoping, and I think Brook would take the fight more than Kell and more than Khan. So hopefully Brook wins, and then hopefully Brook gets on the phone, gives me a call and says, listen, let's sell out the next date. So that would be lovely.
There you go. So you would fight Kell Brook. There you go. Conor.
Of course, I'll fight either one of them. I'll fight them both on the same night.
He'll fight either one of them, Jim. They won't want a piece of him. They won't want a piece of him. He's too ferocious, too much going on. He's got a few things to learn, but he's learning them in every single fight. He knows it himself, and he's too much for these guys. He's got too much of a future ahead of him. So I mean, Khan is talking about saying he's not retiring, but neither one of them will want any of this lad. I can assure you.
One thing I can say, Simon, is in the Ben camp, school's never out. You know, straight after the Algeria fight, me and my coach, Tony Sims, were in the gym on the Monday, going while it was still fresh. No, Con, you got to work on these couple things. After a fight, I don't go telling what have I done. What you know? Oh, that was unbelievable. I go telling what have I done wrong, mate.
And that's the
What-
right way
what
to
did I
be,
do
mate. And
wrong?
that's why you're going to win a world title.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's mad. It's mad every time I think that in my head because it's now becoming so real. Because at one stage it was so far. To me, they're now being top 5 every governing body.
Okay.
It's becoming real to me. So I've got goosebumps. You
Good
saying
lad.
that because
Connor,
Good
I'm just going to say to you before we go, I see one message. Most of the messages back you, but there's one in there. Brook wins on Saturday night, then Brook beats Ben because he's got too much ring craft for him.
that's rubbish. Listen, that's why it would make for an entertaining fight.
Exactly.
If people think his ring craft would outdo me, well, listen, I'll out-punch him. If he wants to outsmart me and the experience takes part, well, then every fighter I fought from, 3 fights ago would beat me because they've got way more experience than me. But no, when I hit them on the chin, they don't want to know. Well, they can't help but not know because they're on the deck.
Don't hit either of us in the chin when we see you on Saturday night. We'll be there. Connor, great to speak to you, mate. Conor Benn's
Well
going to
done.
be part of the talkSPORT commentary team. Adam Cattrall, Gareth A. Davis, Andy Clark and Connor. And just a reminder, Simon and I will come live from Manchester on Friday. We'll be at the weigh-in for the big one on Saturday night, which you can also hear live, as I said, on talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.